Some big Pokemon Go events are happening that you can't miss, especially if you played during any of the major events that included Shadow Pokemon. Because on Thursday, June 25th at 12 a.m. to Monday, June 29th at 8 p.m., we will have the Flying Taxi Taken Over event. But before that, we have the Flying Taxi event, which brings some new Pokemon to the game in kind of an interesting way. So the full Flying Taxi event is happening Tuesday, June 23rd at 10 a.m. to Monday, June 29th at 8 p.m. local time. And for the first time ever, we'll have the brand new Pokemon, Squawkabilly. It will be in the field research or in the wild, and this is a new regional Pokemon. The yellow and white Squawkabilly will appear globally. The green one will be in the Eastern Hemisphere, and the blue one will be in the West, which is great. Team Mystic, Western Hemisphere, nice. Wild encounters for this event, of course, they're gonna be like flying encounters. We got Pokemon like Hoothoot, Rookidee, and more, which is very vague, so flying type Pokemon most likely. For field research encounters, you can get Pokemon like Spearow, Hoothoot, Rookidee, Wattrel, and Squawkabilly, which of course is based on your location. As for the raids, in the 1-star raids, we're gonna have Swablu, Starly, and Vullaby. Kind of interesting that Vullaby is in 1-star raids. That is a 12km egg exclusive Pokemon, so that's kind of cool. And then 3-star raids will have Hisuian Braviary, Corvisquire, and Bombardier. All three can be shiny. Corvisquire, of course, can be shiny with this new season update, which is cool. And I think all of the raids are now 1 in 64 shiny odds with the new shiny Pokemon update, and that includes Hisuian Braviary, Corvisquire, and Bombardier. So also very cool. There's gonna be a Go Pass and a Go Pass Deluxe for the Flying Taxi. The free version of it will give you encounters with Pidgeotto, Hoothoot, Vullaby, and Rookidee. You'll get a Super Rocket Radar, and then mysterious components and shadow shards. If you buy the deluxe version, you'll get additional encounters with flying types, another Super Rocket Radar, and then other things. Again, pretty vague. The milestones for this though, 2x catch candy for tier 1, and then you get more Stardust from defeating Team Go Rocket grunts and leaders on tier 2. Now that's the normal Flying Taxi event. Then we have the Taken Over event, which is happening, like I said earlier, Thursday, June 25th at 12 a.m. to Monday, June 29th at 8 p.m. This is a big one. It's a Taken Over event, which means a couple of things that happen during every Taken Over event. We've got Team Rocket, which will be appearing more frequently in the wild and in balloons. So, you know, if you need more Shadow Pokemon or if you need to defeat Team Rocket for like a level up challenge, this is great for you. And here's the big thing, something that I need desperately after going to all of these GoFest events, is that you can use a Charge TM to get get frustration off of your Shadow Pokemon. I talk about this every time this event comes around, but basically Shadow Pokemon are the best in the game because they do 20% more damage than normal Pokemon. So they're very, very good and very powerful. And if you look at the top rankings of any typing, Shadow Pokemon are always at the top. So they're really, really useful, but they're only useful if you don't have frustration on them. So to get frustration off of your Shadow Pokemon, you have to wait for an event like this that allows you to do that, because you can't TM frustration off your Shadow Pokemon at all times. This is just like an event specific thing. So I caught a bunch of amazing Shadow Pokemon, and like no Shadow Shundos or anything like that, but at GoFest Chicago and GoFest Tokyo. So I've got a lot of Pokemon to TM during this event, because I have a lot of very useful Pokemon that aren't useful yet because they have frustration on it. Speaking of GoFest, of course I'm back here in Los Angeles. That was insane. I unfortunately will not be going to Copenhagen, so you will not see me there. But we have had a crazy, crazy GoFest time, and we actually have a couple of more GoFest videos to release over the next couple of days. And then, of course, we have GoFest Global this month, next month. Whenever it is, it's going to be insane. And hopefully we'll have some cool, like, post-GoFest Ultra Unlock events. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be a fun summer for Go. Another cool thing that we're going to get is Shadow Reshiram, who you can encounter by battling Giovanni. You can go through the Go Pass. This is kind of interesting. It looks like instead of like a special research, because usually during these events, we'll get like a special research storyline that will give us a Super Rocket Radar to then battle Giovanni and catch the Shadow Legendary. Looks like during this, it's not going to be a special research. It's through the Go Pass Flying Taxi. So that means that this is timed, right? Typically, you can just get a Shadow, you can log in, get the special research for Giovanni, and then you can complete it whenever and get the Super Rocket Radar whenever, and it just doesn't expire. The Go Pass will expire, which means your Rocket Radar will. So it's kind of important that, I think this is the first time they've ever done this, Did they do this before? Let me know in the comments. This is definitely one of the first times they've done this. But make sure, you know, if you care about this kind of stuff, to log in and play the Go Pass Flying Taxi and complete it and claim that Super Rocket Radar. Because you can't just buy those, you know, you have to wait for events to get them, and they're very valuable. So that's something to think about, because Shadow Reshiram will probably be one of the best fire types in the entire game. If you look at the best fire types in Pokemon Go, oh, I'm sorry, Shadow Reshiram is the 3rd best fire type in Pokemon Go. So that's very important. Have we had this before? Man, they just updated the rankings super fast. And Shadow Reshiram is technically the #1 non-mega fire type in Pokemon Go. It is really, really, really useful, and the like relevance of that is like, you know, you can only have 1 mega Pokemon at a time, right? But you can have 6, or as many as you want, Shadow Reshiram. So if you want to have a great fire type team in Pokemon Go, if you have a team of 6 Shadow Reshiram, you're going to be a beast. So very important to get Shadow Reshiram if you've been saving Super Rocket Radars. This is a pretty good one to use them on. So there's that. Also, speaking of Shadow Pokemon, Team Go Rocket leaders and grunts are going to get new shadows. So Sierra, Arlo, and Cliff will have different shadows. So if you don't have the Shadow Shinies that are currently available, you might want to go out and hunt those while you can, because they are leaving. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough grunts or team leaders in Chicago because it was exclusively Sierra that was there, and the Duskull. Didn't get the Shadow Shiny. I might hunt that while I'm back here at home. Also, too, we've got some new Shadow Pokemon: Shadow Seal, Hoothoot, Noibat, and Rookidee. And of course, all of those can be shiny, which is very, very cool, especially for Pokemon like Noibat. That would be sick. There are going to be field research tasks that will give you fast TMs, charge TMs, mysterious components that can give you, like, you make enough mysterious components, gives you a rocket radar, go out and battle the team leaders. So that's definitely like a very, very big, event. So be ready for that. And speaking of big events, we've got the brand new Skarmory, Mega Skarmory, coming during a Super Mega Raid Day. Interesting that Mega Skarmory, which by the way is a brand new Mega in like the whole Pokemon universe, so that's very cool. Kind of interesting that Mega Skarmory is a Super Mega. Doesn't really feel like a Super Mega to me, you know, it's Skarmory, but it is what it is. Maybe this thing will be a beast. But Saturday, June 27th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., we've got Super Mega Raid Day for Skarmory, which means Mega Skarmory is coming to the game for the first time ever. Remote Raid Pass limit will be increased to 20 per day from Friday, June 26th at 5 p.m. to Saturday, June 27th at 8 p.m. And you can get up to 6 free Raid Passes from spinning gyms during the day, and you'll have an increased chance of getting Shiny Skarmory from Super Mega Raids. Now, typically Mega Raids, I think Mega Raids are a 1 in 64 Shiny chance, so an increased chance of getting Shiny Skarmory. I don't exactly know what that means. I find that during these raid days, it's like a 1 in 10 Shiny chance, so fingers crossed that that's what it is. And that should be great. There's also going to be timed research that you can do throughout the throughout the event. You can get a premium battle pass from it and an encounter with Houndoom, so that's cool. It does expire. Make sure to complete that. And then there's going to be a $5 event ticket that you can buy that will give you up to 14 raid passes from spinning gyms, increased chance to get Rare Candy XL from raid battles, additional 5,000 XP from Super Mega Raid battles, and an additional 5,000 Stardust. And the bonuses will be available on Saturday, June 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. So it's only during those 3 hours, but if you do plan on, I mean, obviously, if you plan on going out and doing, like, more than 14 raids, it's worth buying, because it's like, you know, it covers the cost of the passes. So that's really good, and that will definitely be a fun day. I'll be playing it, and I will say Mega Skarmory looks very cool. And in Pokemon Go, it might be pretty good. The max CP for Mega Skarmory is 4229. Of course, with Mega Pokemon, the real benefit of them isn't the, like, how good they are in battle. It's more about, you know, getting it to max level Mega and then using the, like, typing bonuses. So Mega Skarmory is a steel and flying type, which is honestly, like, a really helpful dual Mega, because there's a lot of legendary Pokemon that are flying type, right? And again, the real meta with Mega Pokemon is using the max level Megas when battling raid bosses. And I always talk about this, but, you know, Pokemon Go is a very, very important game to stay, like, economical, if that's a word. Basically, like, you need to spend real, actual human money to battle raids in mass, which makes raid boss, like, legendary candy, very expensive because you have to spend a lot of money to farm a lot of candies. For example, I've spent like $1,000 or $2,000 on Mewtwo raids over the last 2 weeks. You know, like I have a lot of Mewtwo candy, but I spent a lot of money to get it. So the way that you get more candy when doing these expensive raids is by getting a Mega Pokemon to max level and then having it actively Mega Evolved while you're catching the legendaries of a specific typing, you know? So Mega Skarmory is a Steel and Flying type. So if you're doing Heatran raids, which is a Steel Fire type Pokemon, you want to have a max level Mega Steel type actively Mega Evolved when you're catching Heatran, because when you catch Heatran, you'll get more candies and XL candies because you have that Mega Pokemon evolved. A lot of people ask me about this. This is really, 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 really important. This is literally like top player tip number 1 is to take advantage of the Mega system. It's so underrated. So Skarmory, Steel and Flying is kind of an insane combo. There's a lot of great Steel type Pokemon that spawn in the wild, like Beldum. During, like, you know, they're rare, right? Like during events. Metagross is one of the best Pokemon in the game. So you've got the Steel typing to boost the Steel types, and then you've got the Flying type to boost the Flying type candy, which is a lot of legendary Pokemon, like the legendary birds, for example. So that's really good. This is actually, now that I talk about it more, this is a really great, this is probably gonna be a very good Mega. And it might even be a good Steel type, which is great. It's always nice when, like, they're also useful in raids, but again, typically you Mega Evolve a Pokemon not to use it in a raid, but to get more candy from the Pokemon that you're catching from a raid, if that makes sense. So that's cool. Mega Skarmory, gonna be a big deal. Also too, there's gonna be this like Run 30 event happening if you're somewhere in the world, in the Philippines, in Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, or Hong Kong. The dates are on screen right now. There's this like specific event happening that will give you spawns of all different starters from all generations in the wild. And then on your incense, same thing, a bunch of different starters and unknown R, U, and N, which can be shiny. There's some cool event bonuses and timed research. So it's kind of a cool regional event for a lot of these Asian countries. So have fun with that. I will not have that. And I'm sure you've already seen this, but the Go Pass June is here, and it does have Lugia with a literally insane special background. Am I looking at this right? Is that the background for Lugia? It's got this insane, like, electric sky background. That's great. Also, if you haven't already been able to tell, Pokemon Go has definitely changed a little bit since Scopely took it over. And the big change, really, like, there's been a lot of little changes and big changes, but one very, very big noticeable change, special backgrounds. They've been a huge part of the game, part of community day events, part of every single raid event, and all the major events like GoFest. I mean, this year's GoFest was very funny. I'll do a wrap-up video on it, but basically, like, even if you got a Shundo, it was only so exciting because the most exciting thing you can get is a Shundo with a background, right? Special backgrounds are like, it's like the new shiny. So just, which I like, it feels like an endgame thing, you know, because shiny Pokemon got, maybe not boring, but like a little boring, because if you play enough Pokemon Go, you probably have all the shinies that have been released, and if you don't, then you're only missing some, like, maybe more obscure and boring ones. So special backgrounds are like a cool way to introduce like different levels of exclusivity and rarity, because typically they only come out once or twice. So it allows it, which is cool. I think special backgrounds create a very cool like trade economy in Pokemon Go, where, you know, everyone has a shiny Charmander, right? Not everyone, but a lot of people have a shiny Charmander, but not everybody has a shiny Charizard with the Dark Skies background, you know, and like, that's cool, because maybe I played when you weren't playing, and you played when I wasn't playing, and there were special backgrounds that came out when each of us were playing that will never come back, so you and I can trade a Pokemon that, you know, you and I could never get technically without trading. It just creates a very cool, I like the backgrounds. I think it's fun. They're fun to hunt, very, very fun to trade, and very, very cool to collect. It definitely creates like an impossible end game for people like me who want to have everything. But the Go Pass June will have a very, very cool Lugia, and again, it's an $8, not again, but it's an $8 research. The free version of the thing will give you a encounter with Lugia, Stardust, XP, max particles, and more. And if you get the Go Pass Deluxe, you'll get a timed incubator, a super incubator, and additional rewards. Unfortunately, we're getting these timed incubators as a part of the Go Pass, which just kind of feels like a way for Pokemon Go to still give us something that's valuable, but like not too valuable, you know, which is why we were pretty much getting lucky trinkets. We didn't know how good we had it. We were getting lucky trinkets during pretty much every Go Pass when the Go Pass feature first started rolling out, and then now we get very lucky if we get a lucky trinket, because now we keep getting these timed incubators, and like I don't care about that. Like I don't want to hatch more eggs, man. Give me the lucky friends. Whatever, is what it is. The milestones for this, tier 1 will give you an additional candy for trading Pokemon, and then an additional guaranteed XL candy when trading. That's very big, very, very important. Trading is another feature that's very underrated in Pokemon Go, because you can re-roll the IVs of very high or very good Pokemon, and then you can farm candy. Trading's great, and it's free, right? So tier 2 will give you open up to 40 gifts per day, receive up to 125 gifts per day, and hold 10 more gifts in your item bag. Rank 3, 2 times daily adventure incense. Rank 4, increased XP and Stardust from hatching eggs. And then if you get the Go Pass Deluxe, tier 2 just gives you more like gift space and stuff, which is not really great. Some very cool things on the horizon for Pokemon Go. I am super excited. I hope you are too, and check out these other videos to see me catch some crazy stuff. Thanks for watching.